In solidifying its offensive line post-spring, South Alabama has reportedly turned to one of the best the football championship series has to offer. Citing an unnamed source, Al.com has reported that John Austin Cook has committed to continuing his playing career at South Alabama. As Cook comes to the Sun Belt Conference school from Central Arkansas, he'll be eligible to play immediately in 2018. The upcoming will be the offensive tackle's final year of eligibility. The past twos, Cook started 24 of 25 games at tackle for the Bears. After being named second-team All-Southland Conference in 2016, he was named the league's Offensive Lineman of the Year last. Additionally, the 2017 saw Cook pick up second-team FCS All-American honors as well. Not surprisingly, there's already a brisk market for a newly minted graduate transfer. Very early Tuesday afternoon, Joe Burrow announced that, as many had expected, he had decided to transfer from Ohio State almost immediately. Schools such as LSU and Florida, among others, were attached to the graduate transfer quarterback. In the hours after the announcement was made official, C.com reported that LSU, as well as Cincinnati, have been granted permission to speak to Burrow. Another report has Arizona State, Arkansas and Wyoming as schools that have already shown some level of interest. Burrow graduated from OSU this past weekend, which would give him immediate eligibility at any FBS program. Even better for his new school, Burrow will have 2 years of eligibility at his disposal that he can use in 2018 and 2019. Burrow was a four-star member of OSU's 2015 recruiting class who was rated as the number 8 dual-threat quarterback in the country. As J.T. Barrett's primary backup in 2016, Burrow completed 22 of his 28 pass attempts for 226 yards and a pair of touchdowns. He was the favorite to hold on to that job in 2017 as well before he was sidelined with a broken bone in his right throwing hand. With Burrow sidelined for the first month of the Dwayne Haskins took over as the number 2 quarterback behind Barrett. Haskins completed 40 of his 57 pass attempts for 565 yards and 4 touchdowns in 8 games last, including a memorable relief appearance in yet another win over rival Michigan. The performance in the game helped solidify Haskins as the favorite to replace Barrett heading into the offseason. Burrow's transfer presumably leaves Haskins as the Buckeyes starter and redshirt freshman Tate Martell, the number 2 dual-threat quarterback in the class of 2017, as the primary backup. After losing a couple of players to transfer over the past 2 weeks, Georgia is on the receiving end of one this time around. In a move that slipped under our radar over the weekend, Landon Stratton announced in a Facebook post that he will be continuing his football and academic career at Georgia. The move came just a couple of days after the punter had taken a visit to the Athens campus. As Stratton will be coming to UGA as both a graduate transfer as well as playing at FCS Murray State, he'll be eligible to play for the national champion runners-up this year. Stratton served as the race's starting punter the last 3s, averaging just over 41 yards per punt in that span. In April of this year, it was reported that Stratton had signed with fellow FCS school, Houston Baptist, after deciding to leave Murray State. According to DogNation.com, that signing could force Stratton to join the Bulldogs as a walk-on. After beginning his career in the South and then moving out west, Blake Barnett is headed back from where he first came, reportedly. According to reports coming from both the states of Florida and Alabama, Barnett has decided to continue playing college football at South Florida. The decision was apparently preceded by a trip to the USF campus recently. As a graduate transfer, Barnett would be eligible to compete immediately with the Bulls. The move makes sense for Barnett as USF is looking to replace longtime starting quarterback Quinton Flowers, with redshirt junior Brett Keane and redshirt sophomore Chris Oladokun, who were essentially co-starters during the spring, set to resume their battle in summer camp in early August. In April of this year, Barnett decided to transfer from Arizona State. That move came roughly a year and a half after he transferred to ASU from Alabama. Barnett, who started Alabama's 2016 opener against USC but held on to the job for just 2 series before being replaced by Jalen Hurts, was a 5-star 2015 recruit who 247sports.com rated as the number 2 pro-style quarterback in the country. The California high school product originally committed to Notre Dame in November of 2013 before decommitting from the Irish in June of the following year. The past 2s, Barnett has attempted a total of 24 passes, with just 5 of those attempts coming as a member of the Sun Devils. He has completed 14 of those 24 passes for 259 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Jerry Stovall will become the third former LSU player to have his number retired into the Tiger Stadium rafters later this fall, the school announced Tuesday. However, in an odd arrangement, and is there any other at LSU, Stovall's number won't actually be retired. While his number 21 will join Billy Cannon's number 20 and Tommy Casanova's number 37 high atop Death Valley, only Cannon's number 20 is actually off-limits to current Tigers. Senior safety Ed Paris will continue to wear number 21, should he so choose. Still, the fact that his retired number isn't actually retired doesn't dampen the honor for Stovall. "This is the most humbling honor that you can ever imagine," Stovall said in a statement, "because it's an honor that you never, ever consider to be within your grasp. I was fortunate to play at LSU at a very special time when we had an extremely talented group of players, coaches and trainers. Any player from the time that has won an award has always said, there is only one name on this trophy, but there should be 100 names on this trophy. This honor is for all of the young men that were my teammates and the coaches that pushed us to strive for greatness." Known as Mr. Everything during his time on campus, Stovall played halfback, defensive back, kick returner and punter while in Baton Rouge from 1960 to 62. He helped the Bayou Bengals to an SEC championship in 1961 and was a runner-up to Oregon State's Terry Baker in the 1962 Heisman voting. A two-time All-SEC honoree and a unanimous first-team All-American, Stovall posted a 1,000-yard rushing, a 450-yard receiving, amassed 700 return yards, set a school record for punting average and snared 7 career interceptions. A first-round pick of the St. Louis Cardinals in 1963, Stovall was a two-time All-Pro and played in 3 Pro Bowls. He returned to campus in 1980 as LSU's head coach, where he went 2-2, 2-1, 2-4 before he was fired in 1983. People need to know that above and beyond the call of duty, as it relates to a football coach and as a person, that it doesn't get much better than Jerry, Stovall's former quarterback Alan Risher told The Advocate. "If HES going to be up there with Casanova and Cannon, you think of class and integrity and honesty." Stovall was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2010. The 77-year-old lives in his native West Monroe, Louisiana. The date for Stovall's jersey retirement is still to be determined.